2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Yes, we're singing, Leah. You can tell that we have had some sun in our faces, and we are in good moods today on this garden life because we are at one of our favorite places ever. We are absorbing all of the chlorophyll, all of the really good vibes and enzymes and everything from the soil and the plant material here at Calvert's Nursery. We are going to visit with our darling Phoebe, who is going to show us some wonderful options for Valentine's Day, a surprise greenhouse that I have not been in and has some plants, she said, that truly I will be lusting after. And as importantly, we're going to take a look at their inventory of containers to see if there's anything on sale at this time of year before they get ready to do their January inventory.
Yes, some big wins.
Yeah, so what do you say, Leah?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Feels like we're in the tropics because I think the temperatures are going to get up in the 40s today. Yes, so we are taking the opportunity to come to another one of my favorite places in Oklahoma City. We've been here before, to Calvert's.
Hello.
We're going to see if we can connect with our darling Phoebe.
Love Phoebe, our favorite.
Our favorite, but one of the reasons we're here, and one of the reasons that we're doing this video is because I want to encourage you guys, if you have garden centers like this near your homes, it may seem like now is not a good time to visit, but it actually is. So come on, Leah, we're going to look at some of the pots they have. Now, why would now be a good time? Well, because it's right before inventory. Sometimes these places put pots on sale, and even though their inventory may not be as great as it normally is, though my goodness, here it looks like their container inventory is great, but it's just a good time after Christmas to use some of that Christmas money and see if they're having any sales here. Now, Leah, you are really captivated by the white ones over here.
I love the shapes over there.
Yeah, the shapes and the textures of them. We've showed some of those before, but whatever your color hue, if you like the deep, dark, smoky ones, if you like black, if you like just pretty much whatever, you can find it here. Now, to be transparent, I got here a little bit early and I was asking Phoebe about some things and whether or not some things were on sale, and then I saw this sign right here. So they do have some pots on sale, and lo and behold, I struck gold. So these 3 pots, this one, and this one.
Show them again, the first one.
Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear over there, they all have the same glaze on them in kind of the color of my backyard. I love them. And these are kind of a matte glaze. I don't know if that may be a contradiction in terms, but the color,
they kind of match your purse, honestly.
Yeah, and the color will be perfect for the backyard. So these 3, 1, 2, 3 shall be mine, and they are on sale for $20 each. So that is a great price, and they will look great on my back steps. But now I think in the shade here, it's kind of chilly. Let's go inside and see if we can find Phoebe. And there she is, our darling Phoebe. Hey, babe.
How's it going?
It is going great. Now, I am especially pleased that Phoebe can join us today because she's kind of a bigwig since we were last here, and she's kind of in charge of the whole shebang today. But she has promised to take a little bit of time to visit with us about some things that you've got in, maybe care on some of the plants that we were looking at, but we noticed these when we came in, Phoebe. These are absolutely incredible. And you said these just came in. These are unbelievable. Tell us about these.
These are like, they're so cool. So these are onyx carved canoes, onyx boats, a lot of different names. These are canoes because they're so, like, they're way
shaped
bigger
like
than
a
usual.
canoe, yeah.
Yeah, and like, each one is carved from a single piece of onyx. A lot of these are made in Mexico. I think all of the ones are that we have. Yeah, made in Mexico.
Yeah, this one is, I love this one too,
So
the kind of
gorgeous.
organic nature of it.
The blue one out there.
Yeah, I mean, these
so
are incredible, and you guys would style these overflowing, I imagine, with orchids and fern and all sorts of exotica.
Definitely. We do so many of these as centerpieces for long tables, behind, you know, kind of console situations.
Yeah.
They're just such a, and a lot of people leave them empty too, just
Well-
as a sculptural element.
They're so pretty.
Well,
really, really
here in the showroom, I mean, there's just, look up, look down, look everywhere. And Leah was commenting that this is such a cool old building. You said it's been here since 1905. Did I hear you say that?
That's right. It's just like literally the building is older than Oklahoma as a state. It
Wow.
was
Wow.
territorial land. It's insane.
Yeah, and it was at the end of the trolley line.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
think last time we were here, we talked a little bit about the history of Calvert's and all of the things that you do. And so on Monday, tomorrow, we will be putting up some of those older videos so you can reference them and you can find out more about this place. But I was struck when we came in, it looks like the nursery is having a bromeliad moment.
Indeed, it is. It's amazing out there.
Well, and those I think make great plants for this time of year, but they also make great plants for Valentines, for anything like that. So let's go out into the nursery area, into this greenhouse, and see what there is.
Perfect.
It's really incredible when you walk in here, and this is, it's not only a beautiful visual shot, but it's also just a shot of really good hormones this time of year when it's so cold. So as I've said
so
before,
nice.
this is really a grand thing to do.
I'm here.
in
I
the-
was here for the warmth and the
That's the way.
the happiness.
And the happiness, can you
Definitely
feel
find
the
it.
infusion
Yeah,
of
the
vitamin
energy.
D?
All the oxygen.
Yes, and all, right, and all of the oxygen. And what I love is also the scent. I love this, the scent of the plants, of just, you know, it's good emotional chlorophyll.
Yeah.
I really like that. Okay,
So true.
so let's talk
These are so
about
crazy.
all of these different, okay, is this a bromeliad?
It is,
Okay,
yes.
this is fun.
Isn't that just amazing? This is a Vreesia bromeliad, and there are so many different types, but you can kind of tell mainly by the structure of the flowering part. This is a compact flower, so when this is really at its prime, little, usually purple or red, little like individual flowering bodies will come out of this, and they're not, I mean, they're kind of like a straw shape, but the whole structure itself is really like just amazing.
Does it bite?
It looks like
and
it
it
does.
almost looks like, yeah, it's I mean, Mother Nature is just incredible, isn't she? The things that she can produce. So what other kinds of bromeliads? You've got these kind of purpley pink ones.
Yes, this is a Neoregalia bromeliad. Tons of Neoregalia, regalia. It's a really beautiful, like there are tons and tons of varieties of these, like lots of different hybrids. This is just a solid purple one. Each one has a name, but I can't
So
remember.
I'm so impressed that you remember all the different names.
Thank
And
you.
then there's a completely different kind, much more vertical and statuesque back here.
Yes.
I love this kind of orange one and these pink and red ones over there.
Yeah, these are amazing. Super popular.
So what varieties are these?
So these are all Guzmania bromeliads. They're taller, more upright. They have like this single flowering structure like this with, you know, once again, the compact. And they come in, yeah, many, many different colors, varieties.
I mean, look at these. Now, say that again. Busmilia?
Guzmania.
Guzmania.
Yeah, goozies, a lot of people
Goosey.
call
I
them.
mean, look at that, is just gorgeous. It almost looks like it's fluorescent
Yeah, they really don't look like something you would find in nature.
in nature. No. So talk to me about bromeliad care in terms of what kind of light they want and the unique way you water them.
Yes. So about the watering, you know, this is like a really kind of popular misconception. People think, you know, if you go to Florida and you see them at, you know, a public garden, you'll often see them with water filled up inside, and outside, like, you know, when they're in the wild,
Right,
you know,
in
or
nature.
planted in gardens. Yeah, the rainwater will kind of fill in, but when they're indoors in your house, you actually don't want to do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a misconception I had. You don't want to
yes.
do that.
It's a super common one because everyone tells you, like, you know, you can even, you find that on the internet, people say that, but really, they aren't respiring as much, and so they can drown themselves like that.
And so you just water them at the base then,
Yeah.
as you would any other house plant?
Indeed.
And I know it depends on the conditions, but about how frequently would you, are they demanding? Are they high maintenance?
They're really not. They're a very, like, low
Go look at some of these
needs.
back here.
I would say typically people end up watering them about every 10 to 14 days.
10 to 14 days. Okay, so that is pretty good. You could go on a vacation,
colors
come
are
back.
light.
Oh,
Exactly.
yes. I love this baby, this ballerina
I do
pink.
too.
Yes,
All
all
of
these
these.
colors.
And the red.
Yeah, and this variegated one. That's why these would be brilliant for Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And
Super cute.
so what happens if they don't have enough humidity? Is that when they start going brown on the tips?
You know, honestly, they're not super picky about humidity, but really, like, with ones like that, like the Guzmania, they start getting brown really just due to age.
Really?
Yeah, it's just a natural progression of their lives. They only bloom one time, and after that, eventually that center bloom will die back slowly, and it'll start turning brown on the tips first, and then fading. But after that, I always tell people, if you want to stick with it, they can, like, sprout babies from the base. Sometimes some of these have babies along their bases.
So how long, Phoebe, will just the beautiful foliage persist after it blooms? I mean, for a pretty long time, right?
It's true, yeah. With the Guzmanias, they're a little bit more short-lived than the neo-regalias like these. These last several months. The Goozies that are taller, they last, yeah. The Goozies.
The goose, yeah.
They're
Yeah.
closer to like 2 or 3 months. But
So,
these are more.
okay, so tell me about light conditions. Once they're already in full color, do they need bright light to maintain that color or not?
No, not really. They're very flexible about lighting because they've kind of gotten where they need to be, and so you can have them in really indirect light. One of our techs, like our plant techs, who takes care of the plants that we have at businesses and homes, they were calling these a mall plant because they were super popular to put in the
malls.
Oh.
Wow.
That's right.
Well,
That's
they-
I
them.
never tell if they were plastic or not.
Yeah, they don't even look real. Like
They
very,
don't look real.
very plasticky looking
I want to see
leaves.
the babies. I'm looking for babies.
For,
let's
for
go
babies.
for real.
Okay, well now let me ask you. So this is a great investment plant. So how much is like a 6-inch plant?
All of them are, like, regardless of variety of the bromeliads, they're all $22.
They're all $22.
wow.
So $22 for a plant that will last over 2 months.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a pretty good investment
That is
plant.
a good Valentine's Day gift too.
It
Like
is
you
a
said,
great,
that's a
yeah.
great
So
gift.
all of Leah's suitors out there
Yeah.
Oh, exactly.
need
This
to
is what I
know
need.
that this
Take
would
a
be
flower.
great. Okay, so here's my question of the day for you guys. My first question of the day. If you were to get one of these for Valentine's Day, Stuart, if you could just slowly pan, would you want the variegated leaf? Would you want this almost a, is this like a fuchsia?
Yeah, it is.
A fuchsia purple. Would you want the red one? Would you want fuchsia with variegation? Which would be your preference? Because there are so many, and just in case your guy or your sweetheart, your gal wants to buy you a bromeliad for Valentine's Day, which one would you prefer? And now this is kind of interesting. I've always, like you said, they don't look real.
No, yeah. They're
I don't think crotons look real either, but for some reason I've never been a fan of crotons, but I love
it.
bromeliads.
yeah.
Maybe it's the color palette of them.
Yeah, I can totally see. Bromeliads are very like, they tend to be cooler.
it's just
I
like
mean, not
nature
cooler
painted
tones, but
Yeah.
Look
they're
at
so
that.
orangey with the
That is
Yeah, so
craziness.
Crazy. What is this?
this is,
yeah.
yeah,
That's
tell
a-
us about this.
Polka dot plant. They're oh, I forget the Latin for them, but they're just a really cute little like desktop plant, and
Yeah.
they're really sweet. You can grow them outside too.
That
in the
almost
summer.
looks like a caladium, but it's, I'm sure it's not.
Same colors for
Yeah.
sure.
Wild.
Oh, look at the
Yeah.
hearts over there.
Those do look like
Those are
hearts.
hearts.
Yeah.
Look like them, they are.
Oh yeah, what is this heart-shaped plant, Phoebe? It looks like a succulent of some kind.
Yes.
Valentine's Day show right now.
For real.
Yeah.
So those are Hoya carrii, and they are a type of Hoya with heart-shaped leaves. A lot of the people call them Hoya sweetheart, or sometimes you'll see the individual leaves rooted, and they're like selling those as like a Valentine's Day thing.
Makes sense.
But it's like when
Wow.
they really get vining like that, they're
Spectacular.
oh my gosh, they're really a cool Hoya.
Now it looks like in general, in addition to having a bromeliad moment, you're also having a Hoya moment because look at how many you have hanging. I love those.
Yes, lots of Hoyas all over the place.
Are those as easy as pothos as philodendron to care for, or talk to us about those?
Yes. Oh yeah. So, you know, a lot of people they're really hesitant about Hoyas, but they've gotten really popular over the past just the past few years, past couple years since the plant boom has happened.
What is this guy?
That is a monkey tail cactus, and they're
Fitting name.
so
But
funny.
it is.
I love those little dudes. They have orange flowers when they bloom.
Oh, what does this look like, you guys?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Linda just
Yes.
got one.
Did you
Fish-
really?
Yes, I bought
at the little
one.
sticker
A
on it.
fishbone, yes. A fishbone for it. Isn't that dear? Very, very dear. Oh, look, there's another big one. I got a beautiful one.
Ooh, that's awesome.
I got a beautiful one. So let's look at some of these Hoyas over here.
Yeah,
and
literally.
I think, so Phoebe, you said that sometimes people are intimidated to grow them and that they've gotten kind of a bad rap.
Yeah.
Why is that, do you think?
They're kind of just, I guess well, I don't want to say they're a newer trend, but they are one that's sort of, when I first started working here, I was really intimidated by them because, you know, they're not as common as the pothos.
So
as
it's
the
just
phyll.
because of the relative unfamiliarity with them.
I think that's generally, yeah, because you don't really see them at like big box stores nearly as often. Now you're getting there now because they've become really popular, but I think a lot of people are worried about how much to water them because they're vining and they're not like a true succulent, of course, but they have really thick, almost
Fleshy leaves.
Exactly, they're like really firm leaves. And so people are like, oh, it feels way different than a pothos. I don't know how to water this dude. But I think I found the key to their care is just kind of soaking them after they get fairly dry. Like,
It looks like a leaf that wouldn't be stiff.
Yeah.
Like a normal, is normal the right term? A leaf,
Yeah.
a softer leaf, like a
Like a
it
like a
doesn't look
pothos,
stiff-
like
yeah,
this.
It doesn't
Yeah.
look like a stiff leaf.
So this is what we were talking about earlier, just your common philodendron. But then you've got so many of these, both larger and smaller pots and the variegated ones. But they look beautiful hanging, but they also look beautiful cascading. What kind of light do they need?
so Hoyas, they do tend to prefer pretty bright light. They can handle slightly more indirect light, but they grow a lot better when they have ample light to kind of bring out their colors. Like you can see this guy right here. The more light they have, the more likely they'll have pink on their
Oh my
leaves.
goodness!
They're
That's
so
neat too. 'cause
cute.
that
I
shows what
thought that
they're
was-
soaking up, right?
I thought that was just a completely different variety, but that is due to the amount of sunlight it gets.
It is. It's just so cool. Like especially the white variegation on the leaves. They're so prone to changing color. The more light
I
they
like
get.
to imagine it's only the pink sunrises and sunsets that make it do that.
Well, I don't know,
Yes.
but it's pretty incredible. Look at the blush of, look at the blush of pink here. Whatever it is,
So cute.
it made Stuart giggle.
Another really cool thing about if they're getting enough light, a lot of the varieties can flower, and they make really pretty clusters of flowers.
Really?
Yes. They're
So
amazing.
this is I think this is what historically I always thought of as a bromeliad.
Yeah.
With this kind of whitish, it almost looks like a chalky variegation in the leaf with this pale pink flower. And what variety is this?
So this is an Acmea bromeliad. And it's got, yeah, like those leaves with the trichomes on them that gives them that chalky look. And then in the middle, you can see the very start of a pink bloom. It looks like a lily pad flower. You know, it's got that look, and it'll get really big and come out and get brighter pink and have purple details. So cool.
Yeah, it has a very, very prehistoric look.
Definitely, these
Well-
leaves.
Well, there's just all sorts of things here in the flowering greenhouse for you guys to check out. In addition to, they obviously had a big inventory of orchids. If you're wanting to think about, you know, don't hesitate. It's already time to start thinking about Valentine's Day. Some of these are absolutely beautiful. But I thought you were my friend, Phoebe.
Yeah.
And I found out today that there's a whole greenhouse I thought was off limits to just us mere customers.
keeping it a secret.
But now I found that no, there's a whole other greenhouse back there, and I think we need to check it out. Do you have time?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, this is a brand new experience. Haven't been in here, so let's go take a look.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the south greenhouse that heretofore I have not seen. Oh my goodness, it is bright out. Obviously, if you can't tell already, this faces south. Now, Leah, you and Phoebe were friends even before working with me, but talk a little bit about how does Phoebe know all of this stuff?
So much?
Ooh, oh,
I'm
yes.
sure followers that are new are wondering as well. So,
yeah.
what's
So-
your background?
Oh, thank you for asking. So I have a degree in public horticulture from Oklahoma State University. I graduated in May 2022, and I also did like plant biology and pest management, so a lot of horticultural things, but I started working here as an intern in 2020, so during my undergrad, and I just like found that tropical plants were my favorite area of horticulture. Yes. And so like working here, you learn so much just on the job. Like I learned a lot about, you know, kind of the cornerstones of horticulture in school, but the specifics of the niche was all here. And this is like, I guess I'm coming up on 4 years here now. So
Wow. And you do lots of design, and so because Calvert's maintains plants for businesses,
Yeah.
for residences, you can bring a pot in and they will fill it up for you in so many different ways. You've learned so much about just plant care, which I think is what's most important.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. It's like our tech department has kind of taught me a lot too about just all the troubleshooting that you can do with all kinds of plants, because you really kind of see everything when you're working in the plant care world. Like you can look at something and be like, okay, I think I know exactly what this is. Like, you know, at
You're like a
times.
plant doctor.
Yeah.
I text Phoebe when I need help with my plants now.
Well, I think
yes, I
it
love it.
speaks to why these places are so valuable. Their price points might be a little bit higher, but that's why. It's because the plants are taking, you know, the inventory is taken such good care of. It's I'm a little cold out here. It's taken such good care of, and I'm making them stand here. But also you get all of this expertise along with your purchase, and so I think that's just great.
So true.
Okay,
Okay,
so
the grand
the big
reveal.
grand
Yes.
reveal, and this
South
is a big one. And
yeah.
people can shop in here.
Definitely. It looks forbidden, but it's open.
Oh my gosh. Be still my heart.
Amazing.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Oh wow.
The South Greenhouse. Here we are.
So cool.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's crazy in here.
So you've got real tropicals, palms, pencil cacti, big cacti, pines.
Yeah.
Look at these jade trees. Oh my word.
Stuart's getting lost.
Yes, lost in the jungle.
Yeah, Stuart, I'm over here talking about jade trees, and you're lost. You are lost in the forest of pencil cacti.
They've engulfed him.
All right, where are we?
Oh my word! Look at.
these.
Okay,
Amazing.
I have lust in my heart.
Oh,
Is
yes.
this the unique fragrance you smell when you walk in?
There's a lot of different things mingling in here. Some of it is the neem oil spray that we use as a pest deterrent on things.
Okay.
Yes, the classic. And then the flowers of the jades, kind of a jasmine-y, citrusy smell.
Well, just bottle that up and spray it on because I don't find it unpleasant at all.
Yeah.
And
really nice.
explain a little bit what neem oil is and why it's a good option as a pesticide.
Yes. So neem oil is from the neem tree. It's this, it's like a secondary plant metabolite. So it's this thing that plants have evolved to weaponize within their system to keep pests from feeding on them. And so like, you know, the neem tree has developed this over its evolution. And then we have found ways to isolate it and use it in commercial like chemical products. And
Make it safe, yeah.
yeah, exactly. So we can like take their superpowers and spray them onto other plants to kill and deter
I'm
pests.
so glad you asked her to explain that.
Yeah, and for organic gardening.
Oh,
and
yeah.
yes, and it's become, you know, I remember when it first came out and it seemed so exotic, and now it's just pretty much everywhere.
Wow.
Definitely.
So, oh my goodness, you have Schiffoleras, you have, what are these? The name escapes me.
Oh yeah, Schefflera arboricola.
It is? Okay, it's a
Yeah.
variety of Schiffolera. Oh my gosh, look at these olive trees.
Yes.
Oh my word, oh my word. Wow,
Look at that tall one in the back.
I know. Oh my goodness. So I have some of these that are living in the greenhouse right now.
Yes.
And I did not bring mine indoors because they can kind of go through shock, even though they probably they would have done okay in my my south-facing exposure
yeah,
over winter.
definitely.
They may have dropped some leaves from shock of bringing them in, but
Oh yeah.
you think that they would do okay.
Yeah, they wouldn't mind.
I'm going to guess from the number of pencil cactus you have that these are really popular right now.
People really like these. They're super great for like if you have an indoor spot with a ton of light, like a south exposure, southeast, southwest corner, or a lot of people have these outside in the summer only. They're tender here, but when they're outdoors, especially in the spring, these are called sticks on fire, because they get this amazing orangey red, just
Incredible.
fluorescence to them. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah,
Like,
I think Steve Owens at Bustani had some of these small versions of them when those
Yes.
sticks were on fire. Okay, talk about a unique topiary.
oh,
Look at this. So this
Wow.
is an agave.
it's in the aloe family.
Oh, in the aloe family. Okay.
Oh, wow. I
Wow.
can't grasp it till I start looking at it.
It's crazy.
That is so cool.
How abnormal is it to limb up? Would you still call it that in this situation?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
This is rather unusual. I don't think I've ever seen them growing in this form.
Yeah, it's the species. Like usually you see aloe vera. This is, I believe, aloe cameronii. It's one of two that we've got. We've got like, I think it says it on the tag. There's either cameronii or Bainesii.
No, it is Cameronii. You are
Ooh.
spot on. You get
Oh,
an A
I
plus,
know.
sister.
I'm so
You get an.
impressed.
I
Thank
know.
you so
I'm beyond impressed. I'm humbled. And then look at these cacti back here, and of course you have the ubiquitous fiddle leaf fig. You have some, and this. Okay, talk a little bit about just regular ficus.
So many cacti.
So for our followers who have ficus and
Back that way. What's that? Couldn't catch everything you said.
The
That is gnarly.
ficus.
yeah, isn't it incredible? So if some of our followers have ficus like this indoors and they have done this where they have dropped their leaves,
Yes.
is this kind of a common practice for the winter time?
Oh, definitely. Especially if it's used to being, like if you bring it outside in the summer, and even sometimes if you don't, like, you know, if they're in a bright south window and they get so used to it and then the day length changes and it gets cold, they can kind of feel it and kind of hurt a little bit, but they'll come back out of it.
Yeah, so they're definitely not dead.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yes.
On a spiritual level, I get it.
Literally, oh my gosh.
You are dropping your leaves.
Yeah.
Only
but
to be
we'll come back, Phoebe.
reborn in
We'll come back.
spring. Only to be reborn in spring.
Literally.
Okay, well I'm having a moment over here, you guys. Okay, so let me ask you. Okay, Leah, let me ask you. If you
Okay.
could have any one of these plants for your apartment, which would you choose?
Oh.
Assuming you had the perfect exposure or whatever.
I mean, right now I'm loving these olive trees because of the shape of them. But what is this? Is this a rubber plant?
Yes.
Like a giant rubber plant? I kind of like that.
The rubber plant.
Yeah, this feels like my vibe.
And these are low maintenance, are they not?
They're pretty, yeah, they're on the easier end of care.
Or a cactus, honestly.
Or a
I think I
cactus.
would want a cactus.
Cactus, 'cause
But
of
would
your
that live
New
in
Mexican.
my house?
If you've got like a big south window or like a south, you know, like a corner.
I don't know, you have
window.
enough light.
That would be my bedroom
Yeah.
only.
Yeah.
I would love
Okay,
that.
Stuart,
Rubber plant
which of these
cactus.
would you go for? For the rubber
plant?
plant?
It's this or the pencil guy, but it's kind of, I like it.
That's kind of
crazy
one
enough,
extreme and another.
But it's almost too extreme. This is cool. This is more like
And this is pretty low maintenance, are
bigger
they
than
not?
lights
They
and
really are.
low maintenance.
This is
chill.
gorgeous.
Talk
super
about
Very
light
hip.
on.
This is very hip.
Very, yeah, these are super popular right
Yeah.
now, like
Oh,
style-wise.
this is such a 70s.
The
plant.
70s are
Oh my
in
gosh.
right now. The
They-
70s are in.
It's
Oh,
so
yes.
true. That's the thing. Like
Yeah.
hugely, like houseplants in general. From the 70s.
all of
Yeah.
you out there that are my age,
Linda's
Ta-
best friend Deborah gave me a plant because she was like, "This is too wild for me, but I know you'll love it because it's a
Was it a
70s
fiddly
vibe."
fit?
No, it was
it was a
like
pothos, yeah. Yeah, no, it's such a 70s vibe, and the whole thing, the macrame, the hanging
Yeah.
baskets, the whole fern bar vibe, along with bell-bottom jeans and everything, is having having its moment.
So
Okay,
Okay, Linda, which would you get?
Well, I am lusting.
As we all know.
I know, I am
Ooh.
so lusting after these jades, but I'm afraid where I want it isn't where it would want to be. And where I would like to have it is in my great room in the back. Look at that one way back there. It almost looks like it's been espaliered.
Yeah, they can grow all kinds of wild ways. They're
So-
just amazing.
How old would these specimens be?
So a lot of these, they're grown in California where they can grow year round, so they grow a lot faster than here. A lot of these are upwards of 5 to, some of the bigger ones probably 7 or 8. Yeah, those guys are huge. They're probably closer to 8 years old.
So 5 to 8 years, but if they were in Oklahoma, how long would it take them to get this big? If
They
could?
would, if they were like, it'd be a long time.
A long
It'd be so
time.
slow.
Well, because but you could have them indoors. I mean, I remember in college that I had these in my dorm room. I had a great big one.
Do you want to tell us what year that was?
And they're
Was that-
pretty, yeah, okay, so that would have been like 1976.
Okay, see?
1976.
The 70s.
So, yeah, the height of the 70s. Yes.
your
Oh, yeah, it was all
college
about
dorm.
that. It was all about airplane plants. You guys remember those, the airplane plants that would put out the little
I have
pups
some
and
of
you,
those,
I know,
yeah.
I just.
They're back in.
They're
Yeah, no, they're all, everything old is new again. Speaking of, what's this?
Oh yeah, so this is a song of India. It's a type of
Oh, wow.
Dracaena reflexa, and they're just so cool, those variegated leaves. There's a green one called Song of Jamaica somewhere. But yeah.
That little
these
baby
names.
down there.
Yeah, well, no matter
little
what you
sprout.
call them,
So cute.
they're all amazing, as are you for being able to remember all of these.
Oh,
I
thanks.
think, you know, I'm going to be in California soon where I will be seeing a lot of these in their native habitat, and I may have to get some design inspo
Definitely.
from there to bring it back. But now I know where I can get one of these, and they're absolutely incredible. But I am lusting after those olive trees too, Leah.
Yeah.
So cool.
Where are you thinking you need it for?
I'll arm
Inside?
wrestle you for the big one.
Where are you going to put it?
Well, like I say, I already have some in the greenhouse, but right now I would really like one in my south, in my south window. But I also know that I'm kind of a fickle steward, and I love them when they're doing really well, but when they don't do so well, I immediately want to replace it with something that is doing well, even if it hasn't died. So outside, that's easier to do. Inside, it's not, and when you don't have a greenhouse, it's not so easy. So I think I am just going to revisit this because there is still some time between now and Valentine's Day. If I tell Hubs, okay, I've picked out what I want, go pick it up. So if you guys were me, which would you get, an olive tree or one of these absolutely fabulous jades? whatever you do, if you come by Calvert's, you need to ask to speak to our darling Phoebe, our darling Phoebe, who is always so helpful to us. And we were saying that we missed each other because over the holidays, and
It's been too long.
I know it's been
so
too
much.
long. So we will all convene on the social patio before we know it. Before we know it.
It's gonna be
I know.
amazing.
I know. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us in this absolutely fabulous tropical paradise. And so from Phoebe, Leah, Stuart, and myself, we bid you adieu. Have a nice Sunday.